What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are having a good morning, afternoon, or evening, or whatever time you are watching this video. And I'm glad you're deciding to stop by and spend a little bit of that time with little old me. And for today's video, I got something very exciting. Something I've been waiting a couple months for. And it is the SH Monsterarts Shin Godzilla movie poster or movie graphics plus edition. I'm really excited to pop this bad boy open. So, no stop. Let's just get into that. All right, and here it is. And I just gotta say, it's a gorgeous looking figure right there. Definitely, I really do love how oh my god, look at that purple. Looks like he's practically glowing, which is great. And look at this, they even gave him his little tail face. Oh, let me see if I can. Look at that. Hold on. Rawr. Oh, but I will say I noticed like as soon as I touched this thing, the plastic on him feels way different from, at least from the other 2016 Shin. I can't speak on the other ones because I only have the one, but it definitely feels different from the original 2016, just say Atomic Breath version. But the paint on this one, my god, it's even got. Let me try and. It's got way more detail in the eyes than the original. Like I said, I'm not too aware of the other ones because I don't have them, but I do have the other 2016 here for a comparison. So yeah, here's his eye. Not bad by any stretch of the imagination. Still looks good, but this one has. Look at that. Look at that fish eye. I will say, only downside about this Godzilla, no accessory. Well, okay, not no accessories, but no. Unlike the original, it doesn't come with this fire breath, the little stand that goes with it, or his atomic breath for his mouth and tail. So, anything else that doesn't come with a split jaw, but he does come with a little movie poster little poster with the stand that you can put right next to him. Well, oh, hold on, I just saw in the back too. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's so cool. But looks wise, let me see. Looks wise compared to the original, definitely a good improvement. Because I know on this one you can't really see his the red outlines on him because they decided to cover it with purple, because he's lighting up. Supposed to, on this one you can see a bit of his muscles, the red parts of him, which I don't really recall if you were able to see that in the movie because it was dark and he was lit up. But I do like how they decided to cover it up with this. It can seem like all of him, like light's just pouring out of any cracks on his body. Articulation-wise, I'm pretty. They might definitely. I haven't really tested much out on him, but also pretty sure you can hear it in the tail. It's not as. I don't know if that's just because mine is older, but it's definitely not as noisy compared. Pretty sure they got the same amount of articulation, though, from what I can definitely see. But, oh god. One thing I am going to test out for this guy, want to see if you can, because I know I can definitely feel that his jaw can be removed. So if that's the case, I'm going to see if I can put 2016's jaw there. And I'll be back with that. All right, so yeah, surprise, not really surprisingly, but a little bit. Lower jaw of 2016 Shin. Like, I don't know. Wait a minute. Actually, I don't even know what year this guy came out. They're both called 20. Lower jaw of 2016 version 1 Shin fits on version 2. So, I guess if you do have both of them, you can still pose him. This one with his atomic breath, so that's cool. Like I said, articulation-wise, they're definitely pretty much the same from what I can tell. Because I'd imagine they definitely use the same mold. Oh, hold on. Okay, yeah, they're definitely the same. They definitely probably use the same molds on them, just different colors, and from what I can tell, a somewhat different material. Because this Shin definitely feels different. Somehow it feels more, I'd say rubbery, but I'd say it's not. I don't know how to describe it, but he feels like he'd definitely be squishy, but he's, like I said, he's not. So I don't know what they did for this guy. Oh, okay. So yeah, they definitely, so I just noticed the dorsal plates, while still hard, are a little more of a rubbery material. We'll just keep saying that, as opposed to version 1s, which are all mostly hard. I'm definitely feeling him. He's a little softer in these areas. Especially towards the end. Yeah, especially towards the end. He definitely feels a little softer. But awesome. Wrapping back to the jaw. Since I'm also able to replace the jaw, it definitely means you can replace the end of his tail to have the little hole in it, so you can put the atomic breath in there too. Granted, it's definitely going to look off just because they are definitely different colors, considering that the original one isn't as translucent. But, I mean, if you want to do those poses, then by all means, pop them out if you have the original 2016 Atomic Breath Shin. Yeah, let's pop that, let's get that jaw back out. Let's just pop this one back in. But man, I do gotta say, this is still a damn good looking figure. Still very disappointing that SH didn't include accessories with this one, because I know for the what was this called again? The movie graphic version for the original Godzilla that they made, I know he came with an atomic breath. And I did see that 2014 does not come with one, which is disappointing. Because I mean, just throw it in there, guys. Who's it gonna hurt? It's not gonna hurt no one. But I mean, this is an issue that SH and Haya, because they've been doing it too, are having, where they just don't throw accessories into their figures and then they release a second version that has them. But, that's neither here nor there. But anyways, solely figure-wise, definitely good looking. I say he's worth the money. I say he's a solid. I'd say it's solid, like 8.5 out of 10, just because, this is definitely the same mold. So, not much has been improved. From what I can tell, at least, articulation-wise, they're both pretty much the exact same. Just a somewhat different material from what I can tell. And this one is, less creaky. That's me moving around the older one. But that's definitely probably because they're, like I said, a different material. Both definitely still plastic, but not the same. Oh, I also just noticed that the tail is somewhat translucent. Oh my goodness. I don't know if that that's really picking up, but you can kind of see it's somewhat translucent. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'd say if you ever get a chance, if you stumble across them online and he's still available, I'd say pick one up. Me personally, I picked mine up off of Amazon Japan, and he was way cheaper than Big Bad Toy Store. I think I paid like $134. That was with shipping versus the $184. So I also might be picking up a lot more figures off Amazon Japan as opposed to Big Bad because they get expensive with some of these things for some reason. But that's all I really have to say on this figure. Because I mean, like I said, not much to really say aside from different looks. But if you enjoyed that, if you enjoyed my description of him, what little there was, thanks for if you enjoyed my lackluster description of him, drop a like, comment down if you plan on getting him, or if there's any other SH or high-end Godzilla figures you want to get or that you want to see in the future. Because I did also see SH is hinting at dropping a Kaiser Ghidorah, which is cool. I've been dying to have one. But it also makes me hope that if we get a Kaiser Ghidorah, we can get a Death Ghidorah. And maybe Cretaceous King Ghidorah. And Grand King Ghidorah. I want more Ghidorahs. I like him. It's one of my favorites. But that's all I have for today. So, ciao.